Alright, still getting started, no worries. Just need to set this up. I'm running a little bit late. Just a smidge. I kind of forgot to. Sorry. Sorry. Wait, it's looping. Sorry, I was supposed to mute that. It didn't. I try to keep a tab open for see how my stream's doing. I guess I forgot to do a few things, but I almost forgot to remove my seeds from the water. I was soaking some nasturtium seeds because I'm planning on planting them today, but I forgot to remove them from the water, so, whoops. But yeah, okay, let's get to the stream manager. Okay. Come on. Alright. Okay, so things should be starting up now. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Oops, that's more zoomed in than I would have liked, but was doing a little bit of observation before I started. But yeah, hello everyone, welcome to the stream today. It's me, Varia the Verding Ghost. I appreciate you coming here. I don't think this is sorry. Okay, control. Sorry, I wasn't sure if this was the right face or... Forgot how to use my toggle swoops. Q? Shift Q? Okay, yeah, here's my... Sorry, it seemed like my face wasn't in neutral, so... It just occurred to me. But yeah, I almost forgot to remove my nasturtium seeds from the little bath. I meant to do that right soon after I woke up, but I completely forgot, so... Yeah, I was just muttering about seeds and planting and stuff, and suddenly remembered, so it's like at the 2 minutes before the stream, so yeah, I had to kind of zip to the restroom, and I kind of just set them on a pile of toilet paper, so it's kind of funny, but but yeah, so unfortunately I didn't get much work done yesterday or this weekend. I meant to, but I ended up being really tired. I was doing seed planting yesterday, that, and I had to go to a doctor's appointment this morning for my skin tag removal. And I think it's the doctor's appointment that really wore me out. So yeah, I was just kind of tired. But yeah, I'm just trying to see what I should do. I'm gonna mostly focus on the tail today, but I would like to smooth out this hair. Oh my god, no. Sorry, I was not the right tool. Okay. Just kind of smooth out this, some of these parts in the hair. Just kind of warm myself up a little bit before I get to the tail. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on the rendering today. So hopefully this image shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I tried working on the composition for the third piece at least, but I just couldn't get that far because I needed to lie down. And honestly, there were some house chores that needed to get done really badly too, and yeah, I was just tired. I ended up just kind of pacing around outside. I was kind of checking on my garden because the condition's kind of meh right now. I'm kind of worried about my brassicas. I don't know if the soil is too acidic or if there's a watering issue. And the problem with the watering issue, or if it turns out to be a watering issue, is because I'm not really sure if it's underwatered or overwatered. Because I feel like my soil doesn't retain the dirt. I don't have a layer of mulch, unfortunately. So I don't think the soil is holding the water very well. But I also could be overwatering it because, I've been watering it daily. So, is it because of the overwatering or the underwater, or is it just not retaining the water well enough? And yeah, that's basically been my concern. Initially I was kind of, hey Super, just kind of ranting about the garden a little bit, and also just starting this drawing out. Sorry, it just occurred to me that I just Sorry, it's a little too loud right there. Oh, did I miss anything about your garden? I was just talking about it a little bit. I was only streaming for like 5 minutes, so you probably didn't miss too much, but yeah, I'm a little bit worried about my brassicas. I'm not really entirely sure what's going on. Originally, I thought it was a soil issue, like maybe the soil was too acidic, because it's like very believable that my dirt might be pretty acidic. But also it might be a watering issue, so... And I'm not really... The problem with the watering issue is that I'm not really sure if it's if they're being overwatered or underwatered, because my soil doesn't seem to retain the water or moisture that well. Or might not be retaining the moisture. And, but at the same time, if it turns out that it was retaining the moisture, I might be overwatering, because I try to water it daily, so... Now, I tried giving it just only a light watering yesterday, and it ended up raining last night, so yeah, I'm still a little confused about what's going on with that. I also tried getting some garden lime and throwing that in the dirt, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm not sure if that was the right move or not. You know, garden lime is supposed to make the soil more alkaline, I think. Like, basically the opposite of acidic. Basically, I want the pH to be kind of neutral. I'm not really a chemist or anything, but, you know, sometimes gardening includes chemistry, so, yeah. You know, I was, like, really worried last Saturday night, which is when I first researched the issue, because I noticed my leaves were turning a little bit yellow, and somewhere said it could be the acidity, because I also put some coffee grounds onto the soil, because I wanted the coffee grounds to act as something like a repellent for the rabbits and deer, because, you know, I knew my onions were still growing, but they weren't, but they were still, like, in bulb form, essentially, so, yeah, I kind of had to wait on that. Some good news about the garden, though. It looks like most of the onion bulbs have been popping out, so there's that. I also saw a couple of forage sprouts starting to pop out as well, so there's that too. But yeah, I was just kind of worried about my leafy greens, I guess. But yeah. Maybe try calcium, that makes the ground rise in pH. Maybe. I have to see how they're doing in a little bit, though. I don't want to mess with things, like, too much. Like, it might not be a good idea to just keep throwing things at it all at once, so... Yeah, I'd probably just give it a couple of days and see how it's actually doing then. You know, hopefully it starts looking better. But yeah, so... I also got a bunch of, I got my Elysium seeds planted yesterday. I tried doing them on Sunday night, but it was Mother's Day on Sunday night, so we went out for dinner, and that ended up taking a lot longer than I thought it would, so I didn't really have the time to plant them all. It's also getting buggy once it came out, so yeah, unfortunately the mosquitoes are coming out already, so it's going to be an annoyance. But yeah, I got my Elysium seeds planted. I also got a few bachelor buttons planted, and basically my grandmother gave me some seeds she had. And yeah, I tried planting some more blue flowers, so I might go to the garden center after stream today, because I kind of want to get another lavender plant, and when it came last Sunday, it was so crowded that I can't really get very far at shopping or anything. I could only get the lime, so yeah, I kind of just want to go back and maybe look around, get some marigolds and some lavender, but yeah, I guess still thinking about a lot of garden stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how Monday went. Monday and Sunday, I guess. Now, outside of work, of course, I still have to work on Sunday, because, you know, that's just some of the days that I work on the weekends, so, weekends and, some other days. Okay. Yeah, right now, for in terms of for the art stuff, I'm just kind of smoothing out some of these shapes because I just needed to warm up a little bit. So afterwards, I'll start working on the tail and trying to make it look a little better because it feels like it looks a little off right now, or maybe just not quite as developed. I realize I also need to work on. I still forgot to do all the gold embellishments on the sash right here, so yeah, I still have to worry about that. But yeah. I don't know if you're here or not, but I also almost, I started soaking my nasturtium seeds. Since it looks like it's going to be pretty warm, I'm just going to try and plant them a little early, rather than the end of the month. So hopefully I get some nasturtiums coming in. But yeah, I almost forgot to take them out of the water, so, you know, I was kind of worried about that. So I, just like 2 minutes before the stream time, I had to like rush to the bathroom and kind of dump out the water, you know, put them on some toilet paper. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I'm probably gonna plant those after stream too, so figure out a place to put them. And just, yeah, your garden is going so good. Thank you. I mean, I'd say it's okay, you know, outside of the leafy greens, but kind of fun to see some of to finally see some sprouts coming up. Of course, as I said before, the onions are going kind of crazy, but yeah, I have to wait for all these flowers too. So, okay. Let's work on these arms. I should blend this out. Sorry, I'm still in the hair layer. Arms, yeah. Okay, so we are on the arms layer. Just blend it out so it looks a little smoother. And then I could probably add more lighting and shading to it. I think that's maybe add some darker shadows and lighter colors. Yeah, so. And do something similar with the tail. So. Okay, I want to blend this part out too, because it's supposed to be a gradient. But yeah, so sorry it was a little bit quiet right there. And I'm just gonna keep rubbing these out. Okay. Just kind of looking at this. Okay. It looks like the shoulder part is part of the arms layer, so probably add some dots on here so it looks like scales. You know, I'd like to keep this texture a little bit on the rougher side, so, you know, as I said, so it looks like scales. So just kind of blend it out, but not completely. Of course, with the neck, I probably don't want it to look too much like a skin, to show off too many skin tones. So he got cool magic staff, yeah. Yeah, celestial staff. He's supposed to have like the ability to heal and create shields, so like really, really big shields. Specifically against like magic, though. It doesn't really work against physical attacks. But he's in a world that has like a ton of magic in it, so it's pretty useful. Sorry, just took another slurp. Just kind of zoom out. I forgot to actually get the reference image, so yeah, I was just kind of screwing around earlier in Clip Studio, just doodling little chibis. You know, I also thinking of just making some more panels for my Twitch, or the Twitch screen. Like under the stream, a lot of streamers will have like these cute little character, like these pretty little panels, or cute little panels that show their little characters and stuff. And I was thinking that I really need to start working on that. So I started one, but sorry, I'm just blanking out. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, so get the reference image right here. And I'm gonna move this closer to the main image. Also, here's one of the things I was working on. Just kind of yeah, I kind of didn't work on it for very long, but you know, it's just my character holding up a bachelor button flower. You know, like a pretty blue flower. Yeah, sorry, that's... Yeah, okay. I was meant to show you another chibi, but I was just kind of messing with the 3D plane as well. So cute, thank you. But yeah, trying to make sure to do some things that aren't entirely on theme, just so I don't get burnt out. Okay, what was it? Oh, I already forgot what I was doing. Okay, let's get the... Yeah, it's nice dark color right here. And get the base color for his tail and stuff. Alright, so let's go back down. Try to apply it a little more. Apply a bit more of it, I think. This is the wrong one. Okay. Okay, what's happening? Sorry, just not sure what's... Okay. Yeah, just kind of... I'm trying to make the arms a little thick, or the hands a little bit thicker, specifically this finger, so... Just kind of overpainting it a little bit. And the staff layer seems to be above it, which is why I was getting kind of confused. Because I thought it might have been in a layer mode or something, and it kind of made me worried, but no, it's just... Yeah, just forget... Just that. But yeah, especially the other hand needs to be made a little bit bigger, so... I struggle with hands a lot. Usually hands would actually be on a separate layer, but, you know, I didn't do that, so... Sorry, I'm just wondering if I should actually make a shading layer. How about... Yeah, how about this? Maybe darken it a little bit. So, this will be the actual shading layer. And what I try to do... Want to try and come up with the basic layers. So, not basic layers, sorry. The basic shadow and the basic lighter layer. And just kind of... And then I could add more detail to that later. You know, maybe make the immediate area right here a bit lighter. So it... Because usually the core shadow is supposed to be the darkest area, so... And then, which I think is more actually from what I heard, it's actually an optical illusion. So, technically in real life it would be an even, but just the way our brains perceive the world, it kind of looks lighter. And I think the reason that the core shadow is appears darker is just because it's next to the lighter color, so it ends up looking a bit brighter. But yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna add more of this. And it probably wouldn't hurt to let some of this purple break through, so it... Because it does look a little bit similar, or... Yeah, it just looks kind of black. I don't know, it's hard to go too crazy with the darker shades, so... I'll probably erase a little bit of the lighter areas once I'm satisfied. So, yeah, just kind of fill this in. And they're blended out, so it kind of... Looks more like a solid color again. Okay. Just kind of feather it out. Okay. I'm just gonna erase some of it. There's not a ton, but you know, maybe it could be a rough blend too, so it looks kind of scaly as well. I mean, that would be the goal, so. Oops. Okay, maybe a little too strong at this bit. Today, it's 25 years ago that a very bad fireworks accident happened in the Netherlands. I see. That's unfortunate to hear. Yeah. But luckily it never happened anymore. It's safe now. I see. I guess there's probably stricter protocols with fireworks. Do you like fireworks? Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen any, though. We didn't really get... I didn't really get to go to a fireworks show last year, so... Which is kind of a little bit disappointing, so... I tend to like to see those. My birthday is actually after the day after Independence Day, so... Yeah, so it's kind of fun to see fireworks in the night, and then I just celebrate my birthday the next day. But yeah, we didn't really do that last year. Yeah, everyone had to work last year, so I guess if like no one wants to go next or this year, I might see if and try to go by myself. I think the one issue with that is just that I'm not the best driver in the world, so which is why I'm kind of nervous about going to events on my own, because I feel like I would be the person that crashes the car. So yeah, that and night driving is a little bit challenging. I guess technically I could probably wait in the car for a little bit for things to clear out. But yeah, that's kind of my main reason for not going on my own. Why I haven't really gone on my own so far. Just trouble with driving. Like, I wouldn't say I'm a horrendous driver or anything. I just kind of get overwhelmed by heavier traffic. So I also just don't want to miss out again. Yeah, last year was kind of... I wasn't really feeling great last year either, so... Both on my birthday and the fireworks, so... Yeah, I ended up feeling a little bit lonely as well, so... I mean, we still celebrated the birthday, it's just kind of lonely. Didn't really have anything to do that day. And ended up just doing art fight drawings, so... Yeah. Oh, why was I lonely? Just... As I said, didn't really have much to do beforehand, so I just kind of... Like, we still celebrated the birthday after when the people came in, but... Yeah, just not much was happening earlier, so... I might... Okay. I mean, my birthday's on a Saturday, I think, this year, so... I actually have to... Or... I probably won't have to worry about that. Though I figured that since I started streaming, if I do end up alone again, I'll just kind of do a quick birthday stream. But I don't normally... Oh, hey, Scott. I was just talking about, last year's birthday. Just kind of being a little bit glum about it, but... Yeah, I don't normally... Oh, hey, Scott. I was just talking about, last year's birthday. Just kind of being a little bit glum about it, but... Yeah, I don't normally... Oh, hey, Scott. I was just talking about, last year's birthday. Just kind of being a little bit glum about it, but... yeah, so right now I'm just kind of drawing my Moon Cleric and just trying to work on his hands and arms right now. I tend to struggle with hands, but you know, kind of still want to try and get it looking kind of nice. But yeah, how are you doing? Today has been kind of. I woke up pretty tired today, so just kind of wandered around, kind of checked on the garden. You know, made some bacon this morning, and just kind of, I guess, doodled some art and stuff. Continued watching. I've been rewatching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so yeah, I watched a couple more episodes of that. But yeah, kind of everyone does though, I guess. And hello, Warrior Luna. Thank you for coming here. I've seen you raid into Naomi Lay's streams, and you have seen a bit of your art and had to follow you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And glad you like my model. I spent a bit of time working on it on Vroid. I'm actually thinking about trying and making another one in Blender itself. But if Blender doesn't work out, I might just go back to using the Vroid as the base and just kind of adding more details, because my character is supposed to have like a particular design that I just couldn't do in Vroid, so I kind of had to just use Blender. Just had to go ahead and use Blender, so yeah. And Scott says, how can a day be bad when baking and gardening? I guess that's true. I've just kind of been worried about the brassicas and lettuce because they haven't been doing too amazing, but yeah. Wait, you can use Blender for VTubing itself? Yeah. Well, not like the tracking, but you can make a 3D model in there. So, but yeah, I mean, like you can't use VRite for tracking either. But you know, you can actually you can do like rigging in Blender though. So that too. But yeah, you have to get a tracking software for the actual VTubing part. So. You know, I was thinking of moving up to Warudo, which is currently a pretty well-liked program, or I guess it's getting recommended a lot. So right now I'm using like VC Face, which can be a little bit limiting, but it's not like terrible, and it's free. Warudo's free too, though, but Warudo's a little more complicated. So yeah, I might try getting it. I might make another attempt at modeling. The problem is I just don't have like a ton of modeling experience because, you know, I've done a little bit in the past, but, you know, I just want to try and just make the character already. Maybe I can try and sculpt a head to try and get a handle on things. But yeah, been watching some tutorial videos and trying to plan for it. Sorry, I'm just kind of... But yeah, sorry, I'm just had to move away from the arms layer. Yeah, that's how I get my source filmmaker models done. I see. Yeah. Did you say, like, do you mean like Vroid or Blender for the source filmmaker models? Oh, yeah, I think you mentioned Blender. I think... I mean, I feel like your characters look kind of unique compared to the Vroid stuff, so I assume you're talking about Blender. Yeah, sorry. I think it's been a little bit since I saw your front page, so I have to check that out again sometime. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think you mentioned Blender on there. Because you got your, like, yeah, you got your kind of octopus witch lady. So, yeah, I think that's actually how we met, is on talking about our characters. But yeah, so sorry to Luna's probably just like wondering why I'm not drawing right now. Just kind of chatting about my modeling process, or not. Honestly, I haven't modeled anything yet. Well, I modeled, well, not the character, I mean. I did make a donut, though, like 2 years ago. That's my modeling experience. I can't make them myself, though. I always get stuck on texturing, and then I mess the whole thing up. I see. That kind of sucks. I heard there's like some plugins that might help with texturing, but I don't know what your specific issue is, and I'm obviously not experienced enough to actually give you advice on anything. But yeah, it's okay. I'm lurking and enjoying your chatting. I see. I appreciate you coming here though, and yeah, hopefully you find my stream entertaining. But yeah, so. But yeah, so. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna show off my donut real quick, because it's my peak of my 3D modeling. Blender render, okay. Yep, this is what I've done. Always find you entertaining, thank you, Scott. Birdie and streams are always the best. Always fun facts about nature. I see. I'm glad you like it. I try to remember my nature fun facts, but yeah. Since sometimes I just watch informational videos. I love the donut, thank you. But yeah, I just kind of... This is the peak of my career. Usually people just do a base donut, but then make a hole too big. Oh, I see. Yeah, I used to eat like tons of donuts. Like, at work, I can get them for like they used to be like 89 cents. They're like $1 now, but even then, but usually they're like really cheap and accessible. I haven't been trying to back off from donuts for a while since obviously they're not very healthy, but yeah, they're just kind of cheap and quick to get. So this is also what the front part of my plan. I still need to work on the profile, but yeah, just wanted to show this off. This is what my character is supposed to look like, so, you know, it's supposed to have, like, big hat and, like, a lot of flowing clothes and all that. A book for fried goodness? Sign me up. Yeah. But yeah, glad you like my donut. I had some issues with the sprinkles. You can't see it because this is the picture, but in the video we had, you know, they showed us how to... The guy showed us how to do like sorry, I just might blanking out. How to do like falling sprinkles in the background, but my sprinkles kind of got stuck together so it looks a little off. When I showed it off online, someone said that it looked like a little wands, so I'll just go with that. But personally, my brain went into a less pleasant place with those sprinkles, so. I'm not sure what that donut is. I don't think I can show it right here, but yeah. So, oh, the drapes and the hat will do wonders with the underwater physics you got going on. All right, thank you. Yeah, my character is actually meant to be kind of floaty, so hopefully I can figure that part out too. Okay, let's just get these parts blended out. But yeah, hopefully my character turns out. I know it's going to take some time, because as I said before, I'm a noob, so. But yes. I think 3D was originally my plan, like long ago, but, you know, I just had a hard time getting a grasp on Blender, so. And also I just kind of got burnt out pretty easily back then. Not so much now, but... Yeah, I just kind of struggled to keep projects going. I was actually planning on doing like a little character, like trying to follow a tutorial, but not exactly. You know, I'm trying to make like a little kitty for Halloween, but then Halloween passed by and then I just kind of gave up, so. Yeah, there's like some tutorials about making like cute little animal characters and stuff, so. Because I was trying to use the method of, like, you know, start with the easy tutorial and then just keep... Then eventually you hopefully can, like, build up to something more advanced, but yeah. So. My Twitch app on my phone was lagging and crashed. I'm gonna go. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Gotta get ready for my appointment. I see. Thank you for coming, and sorry about the Twitch app. Yeah, I've been having those issues lately, too. With, like, internet. I'm sure, like, Super knows. Because, you know, the last week has just been pain. with the internet. So yeah, I know the feeling with that. So, you know, I hope your appointment goes well, and honestly, the rest of your day as well too. But yeah, thanks again for coming here. But yeah, so okay. I'm just gonna add more of the shadow layer right here, and then I'll try to start getting back to the try to pick up my blue again for the because his arms turned like kind of this blue color. Here's a flats reference. Yeah, it's supposed to transition into blue and then just his regular skin color. So. You're welcome. And Mermay is going so fast. Yeah, it's already like the 13th, I realize. I really need to get my butt moving on this art. I haven't been very good about doing it off stream. I've been busy with the gardening stuff. Cause I've been talking about it lately. Just kind of trying to work on how I've been trying to like plant things and stuff. You know, I kind of like I was planning on doing more art yesterday, but I ended up so tired because I had to wake up early for a doctor's appointment because I needed to get my skin tag removed. Which, for those who don't know what a skin tag is, it's like it's a mostly harmless like little piece of excess skin. But mine was not really that harmless. It was catching on my clothes because it's on the inner arm, and it's been causing me a lot of pain. So yeah, I finally got that removed yesterday. You know, I tried to get it removed last week, but you know, they kind of forced us to do a meet and greet at the clinic. So yeah, I couldn't get anything done about that yesterday, or not yesterday, the week beforehand. But yeah, I finally got it done today. And I'm gonna have to go to a doctor's appointment, so I had to go back next Monday. I was kind of hoping on holding off on that for at least another week, but yeah, I ended up taking the next week's because I haven't had it's for a physical checkup because I haven't had one for like a decade, like not since high school. So yeah, I do need one. I just wanted to chill next Monday, but yeah, so yeah. But yeah, I've definitely been busy this month. But yeah, after the doctor's appointment, I spent like 3 hours trying to plant more seeds, mostly Elysiums. So and yeah, I tried to get into drawing after that, and I was just too tired. So at least my Elysiums are in the ground. I'm trying to use them as a border for the garden. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned this in another stream, but yeah, I'm using the Elysiums as a garden border. And then yeah, just I think it's supposed to attract some beneficial insects along with maybe repelling a few other creatures, but also just because they look nice. It's like I got the white ones, so I also got some free seeds from my grandmother last Mother's Day because you know, we were talking and she decided to give me some of her seeds. So yeah, I also planted some Benjamin buttons along with Benjamin buttons and Love in the Mist, which is kind of an unexpected, but I went ahead and planted some anyway. I'm not sure how many will be growing there. You know, hopefully I have enough space in the end, but I still need to get the marigolds planted in there, so that's kind of what I'm worried about. The marigolds and the nasturtium seeds. I intend to plant them later today, the nasturtiums, and I'm probably going to get some marigolds from the garden center later, because I just want to go out, try to, you know, just go out to the store, shop a little bit, you know. But yeah, Nan handing out seeds, yeah. So, yeah, that was nice. Sorry, I'm going so slow. Okay, I think this is part of the skin layer, right? Nope. Shoot. No, this is tail. This is skin. Sorry. I wanted to add some more color here. It's supposed to be closer to this darker blue, so try to fix that. But yeah, so just a lot of just a lot going on. I still need to plan out my third one. Oh, hello, Watchworm. Thank you for following. I appreciate it. No, I hope you like the stream as well. I'm still working on my. But yeah, thank you for the follow. And hope you enjoy the rest of the stream. Or. But yeah, hopefully I can get this. Hopefully I can get my merman done soon. Like, you know, maybe this Friday I'll try to focus in. Well, maybe not Friday. Maybe after like work on Thursday, I'll try to actually do stuff. Hi, I got to do some mermaid art too. Glad to stop by. Oh, and that's cool. What kind of mermaids or mermen have you been drawing? I guess merfolk, I should say. And if you miss it, you can keep counting the days to add to May. I guess so. Yeah, like May 42 or May 42nd. Yeah, I feel like that's how it would go for me. Okay. Watchworm. Oh, fun. Gotta follow you too. I like art. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to follow each other. I drew an oarfishy one for the first week. Now I think I'm going to do a sulky seal one. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, oarfish are really unique, so I'm sure it came out really cool. I'll have to like check out your channel after stream, cause yeah, I gotta see what your character looks like there, and also like the sulky seal one too as well. Yeah. Yes, like sulkies are pretty interesting. I've like considered doing one in the past, but not for a while. You know, maybe sometime in the future I can do my own sulky. But yeah, I already have a few ideas for what I'm doing this week or month, I should say. I'm pretty slow about painting, so I'm trying to just kind of focus on 3. Yeah, it usually takes me a few weeks to finish a painting, so. You know, if I remember to get back to this after stream, then hopefully it shouldn't take quite as long, but yeah. So, oh, thanks so much. No obligation to look at my stuff, but I love sharing my work. Yeah, I mean, I love merman, or merfolk in general, but yeah, I gotta check that out, because I'm a big fan of, like, merfolk, so. Not as much as I used to be, but I still really like them. So, yeah, I'll have to check that out. So, yeah, I love your rendering and work so far. I need to draw more merfolk outside of Mermay. Yeah, same. I used to like draw a lot of merfolk like crazy, especially when I was like in my teens and early college, because I used to be like legit obsessed with it. Sorry, I don't speak very well, but like I used to do a lot of RP on back when DeviantArt was had its older version. There was like a lot of RP groups, and I like to make merman characters. Sorry. It seems very on theme with your channel. Yeah. I also wanted to make an alternative model with of my character as a merman, but that's going to be a long time in the future because I still need to get a handle on making VTube avatars. But yeah, my character is actually supposed to be an undersea ghost. Or a deep sea ghost, I guess. You know, spirit of a drowned artist, so. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna... I actually have what my character is supposed to look like. I still need to draw his little fish in there, so. He is supposed to have, like, be surrounded by little fish, too, but... Yeah, I'm gonna try and redo the model, so... It looks more like how he's supposed to look, so... Oh my gosh, yeah, DeviantArt, yes, I remember. Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time on DA before they changed everything to Eclipse, because that kind of destroyed how the groups function. Like, it took away a lot of the functions there, so... You know, the RP groups kind of just... There was, like, a lot of issues. Like, you couldn't edit journal posts and stuff, and... Yeah, so everyone kind of just moved to Discord. So, yeah. And that's kind of killed the scene, I think. But, yeah. Plus, Merman shouldn't show off the fishy half on cam, when it show off the fish... Oh, yeah, it's sort of true. I think a lot of people kind of had their characters, sorry, I'll show you what I mean. Just make another layer. I think with, like, a lot of mermaid VTubers, they tend to... They have, like, their upper half, and then their lower half kind of... Like, their tail kind of goes like this, so you can see the merman tail. I used to not be a big fan of this look, but I kind of... I like it more, or I learned to like it more, because it's... I just thought it was a little weird at first, but yeah, I kind of like it now, but... Yeah, if I did a merman avatar like that, I'd probably just have the tail behind me. Kind of just, like, sitting like that. And also, a good look, I need to redo my model as well. I see. Yeah, VTuber models are definitely a lot of work. Yeah, rip DeviantArt, yep. Yeah, it was fun while it lasted. But yeah, I've just kind of been on been mostly doing Blue Sky. Sometimes I put I use Kara as my, portfolio so far, but yeah, I did have, like, plans on making a website, but then I never did that. Oops. But yeah, so. Ugh. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee right now, and it's kind of turning lukewarm, so I'm just gonna have to rush it real quick. But yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna be quiet for a few minutes. Just kind of focus on trying to chunk this thing. Yuck. Chug, chug, chug. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think I could go that hard. Ugh. Lukewarm coffee sucks. God. Yeah, sorry about that. I needed to deal with that. I still have more coffee waiting for me, but yeah, sometimes I chat so much I forget to drink it on time, so ugh. Okay. That being said, I was invited to do a thing, and I also have some voice lines for my character to edit afterward, and then bed because blue collar wake up times. Oh, I see. So, but was fun for as long as I could stay. I hope you have a fun rest of the stream. All right. Thanks again for coming here, and I hope you... Sorry. I hope the rest of your day goes well. And yeah, those wake up times always suck, but yeah, I hope the rest of your night... Hope you have a good rest too. So, you know, thanks again for coming, and all right, I hope to see you again sometime soon. You know, thank you. But yeah, so all right, let's get back to work. Sorry about this. I just need yeah, I'm trying to stream for longer, so hopefully I can get to I'm gonna try and get past 3 hours at least, because trying to make 4-hour streams look kind of the more regular thing, I guess. So yeah, I'll try to keep going on for a long time. Hopefully I can actually get some work done too. Because I'm just considering how slow I am. But yeah, so. Okay, let's get this dark color back too. I guess I ended up working on this tail, but yeah, so it's just gonna be a lot of trying to render, I guess. Trying to make things not look kind of nice and all that. I think that's what I'm trying to do this stream, is just make the coloring, or yeah, the rendering a bit stronger. I've been trying to work in a newer style too, with having like these strong shadows right here. At least using that for the underpainting, so I can. I did it for another piece a little while back, but I'm not sure. I guess it's okay. Just kind of. It definitely still needs some work though, so yeah. But was fun for a long. Oh yeah, sorry, I already read that. But yeah, so hopefully I can get this done pretty soon. Like I should try to get it done by next week. So, because I'm still planning on a third piece. As I said before, I tried to work on it. Tried working on it more yesterday, but I haven't done anything digitally, so I can't show you. But I've been doing trying to do sketches. It's supposed to have 2 figures. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time. Okay. This is also part of the tail, so. All right. Sorry. Trying to go into a bit of work mode, so might be a little bit more quiet. Just kind of. All right, so we can blend this out a bit. It's maybe a little too purple, so I'm just gonna take this. I guess try to use an airbrush so softly make it a bit bluer. Shouldn't render it too hard, but I want it to stand out a bit. But yeah, I'm just kind of softly blending out some coarse shadows, I guess. Right here. You can probably darken this around here as well. The area next to the arm. Yeah, you probably saw it, but just trying to work a bit carefully. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my water, so try to make myself less thirsty. Need a little break from the coffee, but I have a few more mugs to go, so I prepared for stream. I thought I was going to be a little bit late, or I was worried about being a bit late because some things got in the way a bit, but I still ended up being on time mostly. Yeah, I know I already told Super about the nasturtium seeds. I was soaking them last night, and I was supposed to, take them out of the water, before stream, but then I forgot, so until the very last second. So yeah, I have a bunch of nasturtium seeds sitting on some toilet paper. Yeah, and I'm probably going to try and plant them afterwards, so yeah. I don't know if Form is still here. I also talk about gardening a lot, or have been talking about gardening a lot. Hopefully I can focus on some other subjects soon. But yeah, I've just kind of, my brain has very much been garden. So, because May is the time of year when you just plant things. At least around in my climate, that's when you plant yours. That's when you get things planted. Because otherwise it'd be a little too cold. But yeah, so. And I'm like going to the garden center later after stream, maybe. But yeah, so sorry. Guess nothing like too exciting happened this weekend. No, just kind of work and then Mother's Day. So nice. I've got tomatoes and some peppers growing inside. That's cool. Are you planning on taking them outside when you get the chance, or do you intend to keep them indoors? I'm actually planning on getting those 2 plants as well, but I haven't planted them outside yet because I mean, I haven't gotten them in general yet because I don't have a ton of space inside yet, but you know, I'm just planning on getting them out there in like probably around the end of the month, so yeah. But a lot of chives and sage outside. Yes, I think I need to transfer them probably at the end of May. I see. Yeah, that's yeah, that'd be a good idea. You know, just wait until they're nice and wait until it's a little warmer and all that. But yeah, that's kind of been my plan. I mostly got my cold hardy veggies out there right now, so things like lettuce, brassicas, so like cabbages and broccoli and all that, and also sorry, my voice is cracking. Oh God. And also a bunch of onions. I have like 200 out there, and they're actually starting to poke out of the ground, which is exciting. But yeah, I also got some also been trying to companion plant this year, so I put like a ton of I'm putting a bunch of flowers in there, so as I mentioned before, like nasturtiums and stuff. So yeah, hopefully by like the end of next month, things will be pumping. Or yeah, sorry, I forgot the term. No, just filled with life and stuff. Oh yeah, I'm going to plant a bunch of zinnias too, but not sure if I should like wait until the end of this week. No, I probably can wait until like maybe Saturday actually, because you know, I just kind of I need to focus on art and stuff, so probably not doing on Friday. I need to do some companion planting. Yeah, so yeah, it might not hurt. Maybe get some usually some herbs are a good idea for, you probably heard this, but you know, tomato and basil is often used as a companion plant. So you know, the basil helps keep some rabbits and maybe some certain pest away. I guess technically rabbits can count as a pest, but yeah, so that's a common one I heard. I know a lot of people like to use marigolds, so I heard that marigolds might be might be talked up a little too much, but it did help. Marigolds did help us in the past, so I wouldn't knock them entirely. At least like with the repelling rabbits and stuff. But yeah, so companion planting also just helps get more plants in there, so oh, I'll keep that in mind about marigolds. Yeah, so yeah, marigolds are pretty popular as companion plants, along with like nasturtiums and borage as well. I think zinnias are also talked about a lot. But yeah, so flowers can be used not only as like repellent, but it can also like attract bugs you do want, like so like pollinators, of course, and maybe some like predatory insects as well, because yeah, predatory insects are good to have. There's actually this species of bug called the parasitic wasp, which doesn't harm people at all, but does go after caterpillars. So yeah, something that can attract those guys might be a good idea. Okay, sorry, I'm just kind of thinking. I'm just gonna airbrush a little bit of this purpley color so it warms up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna lighten these purpley areas a bit more. So, and then I can blend it out. So, okay, it's not quite light enough. I also want this to be a bit bluer. Okay, it's still not enough. The issue with blue is that its local tone, it tends to be a bit darker. So, you know, each color has its own local tone, and you know that tends to affect the values of the painting. So, which kind of sucks about neutral blues, because you know, neutral blue tends to have a pretty dark tone. But yeah. Honestly, I'm starting to get kind of interested in flower gardening. In the past, I only wanted to grow veggies, but apparently flowers can have a lot of uses. Okay, this isn't light enough, actually. You know, I've been forgetting to add I actually keep forgetting to add a certain layer. Sorry, my voice feels really gravelly right now, but I tend to make a saturation layer and then make it gray and black, or do this, and this helps me like check out my tones. So yeah, it's not like, doesn't seem to be lightening up very much, so I'm gonna have to push that a bit more. Let's go back to turn this off and go back to the tail layer. Okay, so and I can keep checking and see how it looks. Okay, how about this one? No, it's not light. It's not light enough. How about make it warmer, actually? Okay, this works. Squirrels will dig up bulbs and eat them, though. Oh, I do tulips because they are pretty. That sucks about the squirrels, but yeah, tulips are really nice. I like how they tend to come up pretty early. I guess not so much in my actual region, but you know, at least I know that places will sell tulips a bit earlier than other plants. That with like hydrangeas, and I'm probably mispronounced that, but hydrangeas and daffodils. And you can yeah, and it kind of like cheers me up a little bit, because usually we're in a thick of winter when we start seeing those in the store, but they do tend to come up earlier in general. So I actually really like the light yellow ones, especially. But honestly, I just kind of been I think like yesterday and Sunday, I've actually just been looking through an online store with like flowers. I'm probably not going to get any more flowers outside of marigolds, but yeah, I just kind of been just looking at different flowers, and including the tulips. And there's like some really nice there's some really nice varieties out there. I actually like the ones that are variegated as well. Yeah, just like there's a lot of very pretty tulips out there. But yeah, first signs of springs. The colors are nice. Yeah, just a bit of a nature text. Haha, some critters eat them. You pronounced it right. I see. Yeah, as I said before, I don't really speak all that well, so sometimes I have a hard time pronouncing things. I don't know, I think I'm a little too nasally, actually. But yeah. I need to get back to vocal exercises, but hydrangea. Yeah. The thing that catches my attention with hydrangeas aren't actually their appearance, though. It's actually how strong they smell. Because you walk past them and you definitely smell them. I don't hate the smell, though. It's just it's just really intense. No worries. Sounds fine to me. I'm glad to hear that. I'm gonna get out a cough drop, though, because I don't know why my voice feels so tense today. But yeah, I keep cough drops around so I don't hurt myself too much. I was playing a game the other night, and it didn't have much voice acting, so I was narrating, and by the end of it, I need some hot tea and honey. Yeah, so. Yeah, I know the feeling. Before streaming, I talked very, very rarely in real life, so. Yeah, my voice was ended up being really, really weak, so yeah. Also, sorry, my music paused, so yeah, gotta fix that. Okay, sorry, just kind of get back to the fix my tabs and okay, let's check this on the saturation levels. Okay, it looks okay, I guess. Maybe blend it out a little bit more, but I feel like it's kind of dulled it down more, so kind of probably won't add too much tone to this immediate area, but okay. But yeah, so well, don't strain your voice. I'll be lurking a bit as I do some of my own work, but have a good stream. All right. Thank you for coming, and I hope your lurking goes well. I might be a little bit quieter for a few moments, just so I can take a little bit of a break. But yeah, hopefully I can at least entertain you for a while longer. As I just suck on this thing. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's just like sucking on this thing pretty hard. What I have is actually a lemon honey flavor, so pretty tasty. But yeah, it's kind of funny you mentioned the hot tea and honey, because honey lemon. I mean, I know that like lemon tea and honey can help with sore throats a bit. So I try getting those sometimes when I get sick, but I'm not like a big tea drinker, so I feel like it kind of goes to waste, unfortunately. I mean, I gotta drink more tea, but yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely a coffee addict, so that's why I just drink more coffee. You know, I was kind of thinking about making more of my own tea with chamomile and peppermint. I'm not really confident in my chamomile seeds, because I think I planted them way too late. I didn't realize you needed to like plant them 6 to 4 weeks before the final frost date. So yeah, I'm not really hopeful about that. I also tried to soak the seeds to make them grow faster, but I think I just killed them all. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna get chamomile this year. I'm probably gonna have to wait until next year for that. But yeah, so the peppermint from last year came back though, so I gotta like save that and try to grow it again. I do need to remember to take it out of the strawberry patch though, because that's going to take over if I don't. You know, I actually like looked at the pot that had the plant from last year, and I saw a bunch of like peppermint buds coming out too, so it's like, oh, it lives, I thought I killed it. I thought it'd be labeled the mint killer. I don't know, just last year I got tired of gardening and just kind of stopped watering it, so yeah, that's how it died. But yeah, it rose from the dead, so probably put that on the pavement so it doesn't spread. Because as I said before, it made it into the strawberry patch, so it's a little dangerous to have it go wild like that. So I'll have to remember to take care of that. I was like, initially I was kind of planning on de-weeding my strawberry patch today anyway, but I kind of just want to get to work. Maybe I'll like partially like weed it like partially, and then just kind of work on it slowly for the next couple of days. Because yeah, I spent way more time on the planting the Elysiums than I thought I would. Like 3 hours. Just kind of sitting in the hot, hot sun while I was just trying to mark out each individual spot. Yeah, and some of the seed packets that I got from my grandmother, one of them was like called Love in the Mist, which it's a pretty unique looking flower, and I kind of felt a little bit obligated to put them down. It's just kind of, I wasn't really planning on that, so yeah, I just kind of threw some seeds around, and I figure I can probably just see if I can just move them around afterwards, if I need to. But yeah, so hopefully that doesn't like kill them or anything. But yeah, I can probably like interplant them a bit with my nasturtiums and marigolds, which should be like a pale yellow and blue, basically. So yeah, I've been working on a bit of a color scheme with the companion plants specifically. Just kind of like blue and yellow, or it's supposed to be like blue, violet, and yellows, but I might actually throw a little bit of orange in there too. Because it's gonna, if it's only like blue and yellow, it's gonna look like the colors of a certain college football team. And I don't want my garden to look like a sports garden or anything, so I don't care about sports at all, so I know everyone's going to be mentioning that, or not everyone, but yeah, people are going to reference that, so I was like, ugh. But yeah, also just some orange would like bring in some color, or some orange would be some nice variation. Of course, the zinnias aren't going to follow that color scheme. They're going to be more of a, pink and green plus some white. Sorry, I'm just kind of checking this out. Okay. Let's get this color again. Try to make it, okay, maybe a little bit later. And just mark out some dots. I don't really like to focus on, or draw out each individual scale. I know some people do that, but that kind of drives me insane. I mean, it's cool when other people do it. It's just I don't have that kind of patience. So, it already takes me ages to do this. So, yeah. Okay. Anyways, I need to edit these rings real quick. Hold on. Yeah, rings right here. Just kind of take this color. Not a huge change, but just kind of add this right here. Yeah, so they're not perfect, but they're okay for now. Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at this. I almost forgot to add more to this too, so back to the tail layer. Just kind of strengthen this. Yeah, I forgot to add in his little like side fins. I don't know what the scientific word for these are, but I guess like pectoral, not pectoral, but lower fins, basically. I like it when my merfolk look kind of fishy, but I'm not like a hardcore fishy merfolk fan. Like, I still want them to have like hair and stuff, but I like to have the scales go up pretty far and go up pretty far on them. I remember like seeing some of the fishier merfolk. Like, some people have their like merfolk kind of like that. Like, they have their unique colors kind of going all the way up to their faces. Like, you have like clownfish merfolk with that. And I saw that for the first time when I was like a teenager on DeviantArt, and I thought it was like really, really cool. So yeah, I kind of fell in love with that kind of design for a long time. So, you know, it's just kind of followed those design rules. I mean, it's sorta, but usually when it goes all the way up to the face, it's usually not like the. Usually it's just like little patches. You don't really see it with Val here because it just goes up to his neck. But yeah, like you'd see some marks on the face and all that. That was kind of what I did. But yep. Yeah, and I also had like this merman character that I was like just used to be really, really obsessed with when I was younger. Like it, basically my OC that I just kind of when I joined different RP groups, I just kind of recreate the same character over and over again. Like sometimes I'd make a new character, but yeah, it was just the same guy over and over. So. I don't know if I got any. Like this is kind of a. Like I moved around my computers quite a few times, so. I think most of the images of his past are still on DA, you know. Sometimes I wonder if I should just save my photos from or my old art from there, actually. Yeah, it just kind of dawned on me that maybe I should do that. In case something happens to all the old art there. That sounds like a lot of work, too. Sorry, I'm just kind of blanking out again. Okay, what should I do? What should I do? How about I add more of these dots to this up here? Oh, damn, these look dark here. Okay. All right, how about to the side right here? Yeah, that might actually work. A part of the struggle with this piece is the color started out really saturated, so it makes his the base Val's colors. This character's name is Val, by the way. It makes his colors look like really desaturated, so it's kind of kills my soul a little bit. Okay, let's just get his original colors. You like this? Nope. Okay. Just kind of lighten it. Also make it more saturated. Okay, it just looks green here. Alright, just hit the colors right here. And okay. Also, I guess side note, I think my my wrist is starting to get better. For those who don't know, I injured my wrist like about a little over a week ago, so just kind of shoveling a ton of compost, like 3 cubic yards of compost. And yeah, so I hurt myself. Took myself out with shoveling, basically. You know, I was kind of worried because I was hurting last Sunday. You know, I have a job that has a lot of heavy labor, so yeah, so I kind of had to do some so I kind of had to stress it out a bit. You know, I already took like 2 days off from that, so yeah. Like, it's not 2 days off from work, but more like a day and a half, but yeah, it just kind of sucks. Like, I need to get paid and stuff, but I just kind of the wrist, you know. Thankfully, Saturday was like super chill. Sunday though, Sunday was kind of rough, but sorry, I'm just kind of blanking out. Just wondering what to do, actually. Just took this blue right here. Let's put some, I'm gonna make this bigger. I like to use dots as sort of a decorative motif in a way. It's more of an abstract thing, but the dots are, but yeah, not just for scales, but like for general design. Like you can kind of see it already, like there's just random dots floating around. That's kind of it's kind of the design motif I like to use, because they're not too complicated to draw, but they sort of add something in there. You know, for a long time, I just kind of wanted to make my work seem a little more abstracted, in a way. Like, I was very inspired by the artist Yoshitaka Amano. He does kind of he does like a lot of these like very free-flowing and expressive fantasy artworks. He was actually he did like a lot of the concept art for the Final Fantasy series, like the earlier games, and also he did a lot of art for Vampire Hunter D. So, but yeah, I kind of discovered him early last year. It's kind of shocked that I didn't hear about him earlier. Actually, I used to be really into FF14, but yeah, I kind of discovered who he was early last year, and it was just kind of inspired me to get back, try to focus on art again, though, because I was just kind of burnt out really badly on 2013. No, not 13, 23. 2013 would have been a very, very long time, actually. I mean, like, being burnt out for like a year was still pretty crazy, but... Okay, sorry, I'm just gonna... I forgot to get his other reference image out, so... Alright, back to pictures, art... Gotta go through a bunch of folders. Okay. Alright, so... Here's his human form, by the way. Gonna kind of a very complicated design right here, so... Sort of been, sorry, there's the donut. Close that. Been a little procrastinating his stash a little bit, because it's very complicated, but, you know. Yeah, they may as well just start marking it down. Yeah, I'm just going to start with marking it out, so... And then kind of build it up later. So, I'll just label this layer as deco. Okay, so let me get sorry, I just need to create the shade color, so... I'm just gonna come in here. And just kind of brush a little bit down. Make it a little bit stronger. Nah. Yeah, sort of this orangey color, and kind of brushing it against this purple color. So it's kind of semi-transparent. And, okay, maybe make this a little redder, but... Yeah, it's going to be used as the base, so... Kind of dark brown color. And I probably won't be too precise with the decorations, because that would drive me insane, but... Yeah, I'll start out with this darker color, and I'll add more to it later on. Okay. So kind of just gently brush it on. Technically, the pattern should be to the edge, but I like this kind of saturated blue right here, so I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, so just kind of laying this down. shape looks a little rough, but so I'll just smooth it out a bit. Not the steadiest hand in the world, but you know, it's kind of just par for the course at this point. All right. Of course, gotta get this area up here. All right. Then get the area in the back, which I will just let it hit the edge. It's not really any exciting blue right there, but you know. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, I was like, sometimes I feel like my model's being kind of wonky when I'm looking away, just because, you know, I tend to, like, sorry. I just tend to shove my face into the tablet. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I haven't really started doing traditional art streams, because I was kind of planning on doing traditional art streams as well as digital art streams, but, you know, I always, like, shove my face into the art, so I feel like that's how I would dox myself, is just shoving my face into art. Ugh. Also, my room is messy, so, you know. Oh, sorry, I gotta stretch. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Just stretching right now. You know, I'd like to get hand tracking sometime in the future. Probably see me do all my hand movements and stuff. But yeah, I'd have to buy equipment for that kind of thing, wouldn't I? You know, I guess I can like ask another. Yeah, I know I have to buy equipment for that, but. But yeah, I feel like that'd make my streams a little more expressive. So yeah, I'll have to do that eventually. Okay. So just kind of put this border on. Just very softly. Softly. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, and just kind of. Let's check how thick the border should be. Actually, let's look at the reference again. Actually, it looks like the border should be a bit thicker, shouldn't it? Okay. Well, I'll do that for the areas that are closer. Because, you know, it's perspective and all that. It's perspective 101. Huh. Okay. Though it's not perfect, I'm just kind of pulling out of my butt right here. Okay, let's get some water. Also, I'll probably need to go on a break pretty soon just to get more fluids. Water and coffee. Okay. Okay, just shove my face into the tablet again. Gonna mark this out. Mark. Okay. Okay, and then I'll just kind of hit this area. Yeah, so. Sorry, not the most exciting stream today, but hopefully I feel like there's stuff happening. Or it feels like I did work. I like to show my whips off on Blue Sky, but a lot of the time I just feel like I'm not doing the most amount of work. So it's not So it's not really worth showing it off. Okay. Alright. So just mark this down. Okay. Zoom out. Okay, it should be good enough for the base. Well, no, not really, yeah. Good enough for the border. Suddenly remembers way more work to do. Okay, you know what, just move this one closer. Okay. Just kind of look at the... Okay. It's been a long time since I drew this thing, actually, so... Try not to worry about it too much, but yeah. Just kind of mark this stuff out. Probably closer to the edge here, so... Okay. I'm not going to make it perfect or anything, just kind of sharp one, round one. Okay. Okay. Okay, and I know there should be some that's a bit closer, so... Yeah, there's this crazy one up here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just not going to make it perfect, but I don't feel like it. I also still need to make a proper reference for the... for the sash specifically, because of how complicated it is. Okay. Alright, alright. Alright. Okay. Okay. Okay, maybe make this thicker right here. Just let the gold go over here, over this. Okay. Of course, there's the little dot right here. Make this part thicker. Need to make this a little more even, so... Okay. Actually, this should go be longer right here. Okay. Technically, there should be another one right here. And then otherwise, they're not adding more. But yeah. Alright. Okay, let's try to keep it close. Alright, so just kind of add this. Add this. Okay. Sort of a heart-looking shape, I guess. Because he's got a big heart. Okay. Alright, so I just fill in some more. Okay. Hello, Super. Welcome back. Did I miss our, You probably didn't miss much, to be honest, but... Yeah, I tried rendering the tail a bit more back here. And I'm trying to put down this pattern for starting to work on this, basically the more complicated parts of this, but... Yeah, I'm just marking out his pattern colors. But yeah, welcome back, and thank you. Yeah, basically, I'm working on the hard part right now. So, you know, putting down the dark first, and then after that, I will start adding you know, the actual gold color to it, so. Because this is supposed to be like gold trimming. Yep, okay. Right. In 17 days, his birthday on 30th, on a Friday. Oh, that's cool. I guess happy early birthday. But yeah. Yeah, hopefully your birthday goes well for you, even though it's still a little ways away. Yes. Probably not too bad being born in spring. Sorry, I need to look at the reference again. So what am I doing? Okay, so... Yeah, these need to meet right here. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I need to... I was talking about it earlier, but I need to, like... work on a proper reference for the sash here, because it's very complicated. Like, I'm not trying to make it perfect here, but... Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Okay, may as well just erase some of these parts. Ugh, okay. Okay. Lucky you. You have it in July, so warm and chill in the summer. I see. Honestly, July can... Honestly, I am someone who's a little more sensitive to the heat, so... So, I mean, I guess July's okay, but... I actually like specifically the temperatures in May, to be honest. May and early June. Though I wouldn't say I'm, like, jealous about not having a May birthday. Of course, I'm sure it's different. I'm sure it's, like, different over in the Netherlands, though. Some sources claim that July is the hottest month in the year, but sometimes I feel like that's more so August. But, you know, who knows? Can't really argue with the science Science there. Yeah, it's good weather. Like, nice and breezy without being too hot. Yeah, I think we talked about our preferred temperatures last week. I don't really want to go over the math again, though, so... At the conversions. But yeah, I remember your preferred range in Fahrenheit, so... Okay, right now I'm just kind of filling in these gold parts, by the way. Sorry, I'm just kind of a little bit focused on it, because... Yeah, hopefully it comes together at the end of the painting, but... Yeah, right now it's a little bit on the rougher side. Okay, so... I'm just gonna give it a quick... Sort of the base color, actually, right here. And I will... And then I can continue to lighten it at the actual light areas, so... Oh, we did? I'm pretty forgetful. Yeah. I said mine was the 60s in Fahrenheit, and... So... And I think you said that yours was... You said yours in, like, Celsius when I did a conversions, and it's, like, around the would be 70s in Fahrenheit here, so... Sorry, I'm not going to do the conversions again. You could do it. But yeah, July tends to be in, like, the 80s Fahrenheit, so... I also just like wearing long sleeve clothes. $60F is like 15C, so pretty good weather, yeah. Of course, my preferences change a little bit depending on what time of year it is. In spring, I can actually like it a little bit colder because I've gotten used to the winter weather. But then in fall, I would still prefer it a little bit on the warmer side just because I'm used to the summer temperatures. But yeah, I don't think that's really that crazy of a thing to say. Okay. Okay, so just kind of making this a little cleaner maybe. I'll just come back to it later too, so. I guess I can try rendering maybe render it a little bit more. There's actually trimming on this too, so. Oh, this time it's silver trimming. But yeah, it's kind of... Sometimes I weep at Val's design. I like complicated designs, but I don't always like drawing such complicated designs. Just a reminder on what his design looks like. Beads and patterns everywhere. I mean, him having like an elaborate design too kind of fits his lore. Since he's supposed to be like pretty high up. Just because he has the blessing of the moon, so. Okay, just flip this real quick. Alright, so yeah, just kind of fill this in. It's so unique, thank you. Yeah, I wanted to give him like a nice soft colors and just make it like nice and flowy. It's like I like how it looks. It's just kind of, as I said before, it's just hard to draw. I think it's also back when I was still still pretty into FF14 because, you know, Final Fantasy designs tend to be pretty complicated, including a lot of the outfit pieces they have in game. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to replicate that a little bit. You know, I actually have like a ton of art books from a lot of the FF or Final Fantasy 14 art books. So, yeah, they have like a bunch of outfit designs in there. So, I'm able to like reference those sometimes. Honestly, it feels a bit easier than looking for outfits on game. I know there's a few websites that help you just look for those, but you know, since you can actually see how it actually looks in the game rather than just in a 2D art. But yeah, sometimes I just want to take inspiration from the designs there because there's a lot of really cool outfits. Okay, sorry, just take another sip. Also, I like to use a lot of flowy lines too to make it look a little bit Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau tends to have like a lot of like organic shapes and flowing designs and all that. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to just reference that. Okay, so now it's just time to... How about I just do the staff pattern right now? Actually, let's take what's already seen here. How about this one? Okay. Make it a little grayer, maybe. Might work. I need to darken it, though. Okay, make it a little grayer. Yeah, so this should be okay. And then I can... hopefully I can properly render the staff, so... Actually kind of proud of the gemstone right now. I think it looks kind of pretty. Though I still need to, like, blend it out a little bit. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay, just need to remember to put the trim on everything except these little parts. Okay. Ugh, sorry. Feeling a little wonky right now. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to... No, let's mark it out real quick. Right. Then after that I can fill it in and then just... I had French fries for dinner. So good. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, admittedly, I tend to eat fries a lot, so I know the joy of that. You know, fried potatoes are always good, too. Actually, might get fries later, because since I'm going out and all that. By the way, did you eat them plain or with some kind of sauce? Actually, sorry, I think I actually need to take a break real quick just to get my fluids, or, sorry, fluid sounds kind of weird. Coffee and water. Mayo, I see. Okay. That sounds pretty interesting, but yeah, I'm gonna go on my break real quick, so BRB. Okay. Try to shut the door with my foot right there because my hands are full. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay. Just let me check on something real quick and I'll be back. So. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Just doing little checkups on things. Okay. Make sure that everything isn't explode. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Just let me get back to the actual art. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eyes. I'm a little tired today. I also didn't really have the energy to make the full-on potato mash. I just didn't feel like boiling the potatoes and then washing everything. And it's like they only made like the bacon, had some toast, hair exploding. This, I mean, I didn't notice anything unusual, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if hair was going crazy. It does sometimes it just does that. It does that. So. No, what does hair exploding do? I don't think I mentioned hair exploding. Maybe you misheard me. I don't know. I was just talking about not making the potato mash today, so. Oh, I just joking about like some. I guess I was just joking about some sort of tech issue. I didn't mention hair though. Just saying everything, saying if things didn't explode. But yeah, I didn't mention hair. But yeah, I didn't really make a breakfast. Or I did make breakfast. I made bacon, but no, not as nutritious as usual. Just because I was so tired. But yeah, so probably gonna have to get something nice for tonight. Let's have some leftover. Of course, we still seem to have some leftovers from you know, Sunday and yesterday. Yeah, the good part about getting my skin, about going to the doctors in the morning is that we had got to get some breakfast at a diner, so you know, I got to eat some pancakes, which don't do that too often, but yeah, I might do it next week. I might eat them again next week after the checkup, though, because you know, if I had to drive all the way out there, then I may as well. But yeah, so. Sorry. I feel like I went off track right there. So I kind of forgot what I was talking about a little bit. I was just thinking about breakfast foods. Actually, I still have some leftovers from it. From my mom's side. I kind of went with my mother. She got a really big breakfast, and basically I can eat some of the leftovers. So we got some leftover ham, sausage, and some hash browns. I'm gonna have to see about reheating the hash browns though. So sometimes it's hard to reheat potato stuff like fries, but technically we have an air fryer too, but I don't think I've ever used it yet. So maybe I can just fry the hash browns, even though they're already fried. Yeah, I don't know what double fried hash browns would taste like. Probably would be. Not sure if it'd be great, but you know. Grilled cheese is tasty. Yeah. Actually, I haven't had it for a while though. But I know it's pretty popular to have grilled cheese with tomato soup too. I don't know about the Netherlands, but in the U.S. there's people like people like to have tomato soup with it. Sorry, but Yeah, I think the next time I make grilled cheese, I'm gonna have to make some tomato soup. Or maybe grilled cheese with the tomato soup, actually, because I'm growing tomato plants. Yeah, tomato soup might be a good use for that, actually. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Sorry, I'm so quiet right now. I'm just gonna... trying to get some of this work done. Why must your design be so complicated, Val? Val, how dare you? Oops, even though I created you. So technically it's my fault. Ugh. Can't get these borders. But yeah, grilled cheese is nice. Okay. Look at this again. Try to get this energy. Oh yeah, I still haven't actually made the border for a crystal yet. So gotta do that. So just carefully add this. Gonna, yeah, it's supposed to be a sort of a ring around it. So now also add some gray, because since the other side is blocked, and how the way with how light works with gemstones or clear things in general, when something passes through, it actually kind of hits the glass on the edge. I'm not explaining this very well, but you know, like it looks like it's hitting the image is hitting the glass on the opposite side, and it gets kind of squished down. So yeah, I read it in a book. So yeah, hair must be very hard to program and move right. Yep, definitely. From what I heard, at least. But yeah, like not. Yeah, so yeah, there's like a lot of. I think there's a lot that definitely goes on with hair. I know with like a lot of more, like for like realistic hair, they need to use this thing called geonodes. So it's basically have to generate the same kind of few objects over and over again, for like probably thousands of times. And then they need to be able to render that, have that like rendered and animated in different parts, probably. You know, in the past, or 3D artists and animators would try to make the hair not move too much because of how complicated it would be. But yeah, they had to like figure out geonodes to make natural hair. My hair is or the hair for my model right here, it's actually just like different parts. So obviously not like realistic hair. There's no geonodes here, but you know, I kind of had to like sculpt it down on a hair. I'm basically this hair net mesh thing, and then I had to like add different bones to it, so you know, make it into different bone groups. But I didn't want to add too many bones because then the hair wouldn't really function very well. But yeah, there's just a lot of different moving parts here, so I imagine if I tried using tried giving my character natural hair, that the program was just gonna explode. So because it's just too much work. But yeah, it does look really good. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to capture his hairstyle. It was a little bit harder than I thought it would be in 3D, but yeah, hopefully I do think I got the vibe down. I don't know. I think some of my issues with 3D is just kind of trying to get the separate parts to look good together. Sorry, I'm just kind of zooming out and checking this. Okay, let's just fill this in. But yeah, I need to get these parts done, so. Okay, just kind of. Sorry. Hopefully I can get this done by the century. Okay, there's this section. And we got a little bit of got these little wings right here, so. Okay. Yeah, and there's nothing too crazy with this, thankfully. Sorry, Discord just went off, so maybe I can check to see if things are okay. Also, sorry, I haven't added the border down here yet, so gotta make sure to add that. Yeah, just see what's going on with Discord. Okay, someone just started streaming. That's not really a big deal. Yeah, I just wanted to check. Okay, so. Sure. Zoom out. Okay, sorry to go immediately on another break, but I just need to use the restroom. Sorry, I guess I should just try to take care of everything pretty quickly. Ugh. But yeah, I'll be back really quick. Shouldn't take too long. Mute. I gotta mute this one. Okay. All right, sorry, back. Yeah, I needed to do that real quick. But yeah, you can. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with VRide. I see other people make really cool models and stuff. It's just I thought I'd just have a better time with Blender because you usually have to go to a Blender for certain elements. So yeah, I kind of ended up just deciding I would do that. Hopefully I can try to shape things more to how I want them to be shaped. Mostly the facial features and the clothes, honestly. I don't know, I think the thing that stressed me out the most is trying to replicate the original clothes with the Inviroid, because I kind of tried to do that, but I think the fabric just kept like clipping through my, like some of the fabric just clips through my sorry, I can't speak, clips through my character's model when I try to, you know, mold it in certain ways, and it just kind of drives me insane. So yeah, so I'm making the, oh my god, sorry. So yeah, I'm just gonna make that jump. Okay, let's just get one of these darker. Okay, let's just try and develop the stuff a bit further. You know, fix some of these up. Fix a little bit of the rendering here, because I tried to basically render this before it was actually ready to. Also add a lighter color to the silver sections. You know, apparently it's a fashion rule to not mix silver and gold, but, you know, I think they can look pretty cool together, honestly. Especially with, like, these really elaborate designs. But yeah. Sometimes I feel like I want to try do more character designs, but I kind of ignore my current OCs as much as I already do. As is, so. Of course, I considered getting into adoptables in the past, but I just never got around to it. Yeah, I'm just really nervous about handling things like prices and selling, you know, the business aspects. Because I know a lot can go wrong with that kind of thing. Okay, get some ambient occlusion right here. Zoom out real quick. It looks okay so far. Okay, I'm just gonna make need to make the edges with the silver and gold. The gold needs to be basically looks dark. So it's clear that basically the ambient occlusion. Sorry, I don't know why my nose gets stuffy on stream. And it only happens on stream, is the weird thing. It's probably just because I talk so much. But yeah. But I guess back to talk about 3D stuff. Actually, I know I really enjoyed the texture mapping. I guess I wouldn't say I super enjoyed it, but you know, I do feel like that's what brought my model together, is the, you know, texturing. So I kind of look forward to that, to doing more of that in the future. But yeah. Allergic to super cool guys, yep. No, you're too cool for me, I'm sorry. You're so cool, you gave me a cold. But yeah. I'm just gonna cough real quick, so. Yeah, it didn't work anything. Sorry, it's gotta sound so gross on stream. Just trying to like suck the mucus back into my mouth. Yeah. Stop, please. I want to speak. I want the right to speak, damn it. Okay, sorry. Okay, it feels a little clearer right now. Hopefully that lasts a little bit. Ugh, yeah. How nice. Okay, maybe you didn't hear that then. Yeah, just yell at my sinuses to just knock it off. I don't know how to prevent that, to be honest. Okay. Okay, more rendering. Yeah, so, texture maps. You know, I've been looking at some, videos about 3D modeling characters, and you know, some of the models from those gacha games are really cool. I don't know, I think the only reason that I never really started playing those is just because it's gacha. I don't want to go in depth for gacha, you know. I know I hear like stories about how much some people spend. It's like, oh god. But yeah, like the games themselves seem kind of interesting. Oh my god, sorry, seem kind of interesting to me. I don't know, I just can't play those though. I'm already bad enough with money, man. But yeah, there's some videos that kind of study them. Apparently, one of the games lets you kind of look at the models for free. So there's some videos of people trying to study the models and I kind of try to I kind of want to try and get some ideas from that. Since my character's like a little bit anime, but not completely anime, but you know, especially try to get inspiration for how to handle these like eyelashes. But yeah. Okay, so. Okay, just kind of. Oops, I think I went over the silver right there. Oh well. Haven't actually lightened this area quite yet, so try to mark it out. Have you opened a window? It's really healthy to let fresh air in. I have not. I don't know. Sometimes it gets noisy out there, to be honest, so. But maybe I guess I can consider that if it's quiet. But yeah, I don't normally open windows. I don't know. It's not like I normally get sniffly. It's just specifically when I stream that I get sniffly. So I know it's just because I'm talking a lot. Okay, so, but yeah, I'm trying to. I think I'm definitely going to have to do a lot of this tedious stuff off stream because it's definitely not the most exciting thing to watch. Just trying to render the metal, basically. People coming in from Mermay and they just see me rendering this staff. But probably have to zoom out occasionally just to remind people that this is the Fishman. Okay. I'm just kind of... Talking is really fun. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, sorry I don't have a ton to say today. I just yapping out gardening and doctor's appointments. Yeah, I don't have the most exciting life, so... Yeah. So... I guess, like, last night I discovered this pretty interesting channel called Botany and Blood. It doesn't seem like they have a ton of followers, but they have some pretty interesting information about the Victorian period and, like, botany back then. So, we'll still do a gaming stream tomorrow. I'm planning on it. You know, unless something goes wrong, I tend to post. But Botany and Blood, let me spell it out real quick in the chat. So, BOTNE and Blood. I don't know if that's exactly how the channel's named, but I mean, it should be, but I'm saying but a lot, but okay, sorry. They paused my music again, so I'm just gonna skip this one. But yeah, I watched a couple of videos of theirs, and the info is pretty interesting. Kind of talked about the kind of talked about a bit about the history of miasma theory and tuberculosis. Oh my god, I can't speak. Because I guess that's where the belief that plants clean the air come from. Like there's like some truth to plants cleaning the air, but like in your house, it's probably not gonna. It doesn't actually clean the air in your house that much, I don't think. But yeah, apparently that's mostly a myth from that started out in the Victorian period because it has a little bit of something to do with the miasma theory, which is the belief in like dirty air or the bad air and stuff, and that's what made people like there's like you hear it and it's like it kind of makes sense, of course, but miasma theory kind of went against the YouTube. Sorry, miasma theory kind of was meant as a way to kind of explain how people got sick, which kind of basically it was kind of it competed against germ theory back then. So like some of it sounds kind of like it makes sense, like air pollution and stuff, but yeah, I was trying to it's not like quite exact about illnesses because germ theory is what ended up being correct, of course. But yeah, so there's that. And I also talked a little bit about like like Victorian terrariums and like apparently the history of the fern craze back then. Because apparently people back then back in like Victorian England were like really into ferns as a houseplant. So I mean that was kind of interesting. And apparently a lot of like Victorian items had like fern patterns on them, which I didn't realize. I guess speaking of ferns too, I actually I was walking back there because my grandmother, I was talking to her on Mother's Day because we were eating out together, and she mentioned that I could try and use some like dead leaves from last year as mulch. So I walked back there and I actually saw some ferns growing back there. So it's kind of interesting. They haven't like unfurled their leaves yet, but I could like see the stems popping up, and so that was kind of cool. About the leaves though, there aren't too many leaves. I don't think, like, I could probably try using some of them, but there's not enough. So I might have to buy a bunch of mulch. I kind of cry at that, but I already spent a ton on dirt already, so it's like ugh. But yeah, actually right before stream, my grandma kind of sent me a text about there being some mulch on sale, so maybe I can try buying some of that. Yeah, I know the big thing I'm worried about using the leaves as mulch is I don't know if I'm going to be able to crush them down, because I might have to wait to use that if that's the case, because I know I need to. They're probably going to block off some of my seedlings, so yeah, I'm a little worried about that. But yeah, there's probably enough to like mix my. Oops, sorry, I touched the cat with my foot, but yeah, hopefully it should help a little bit if I can like. But yeah, I have to apply the leaves a bit later, so yeah, I kind of kicked the cat a little bit, not hard, but I pushed my foot against her, so like, sorry, Candy. I'm sorry, baby. How could you? Okay, sorry. You have a great grandmother. Thank you. Yeah, she did like she does like gardening herself. And she used to have like a really big flower garden when I was like a little kid. Yeah, I remember liking going back there. I know she was like doing some like cucumbers last year too, so But yeah. Yeah, I remember going to my grandma's house a lot as a kid. So. But yeah, she's a nice lady. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to, like, down this coffee again before it gets cold. So. You know, maybe if I remember, I can probably try to take a few pics of those fern stumps because they look kind of cool. I kind of like how they're, like, rounded. But yeah. Yeah, I live like next to a county park, so there's a big forest behind me. So we kind of have a, you know, I used to try and go back there a little bit as a kid, though I kind of get freaked out if I go too far in there. I don't know. I know it sounds kind of like a big baby. I sound like a big baby. It's just kind of, I get worried about, you know, coming across something dangerous. Or getting lost, you know. Apparently, I remember there being like a pond back there is the thing. Because I remember seeing a pond. I just remember seeing a pond back there as a kid, but I haven't seen it in literal years, so. I remember it being kind of crazy in my imagination, but I don't know. I was like a toddler back then is the problem, so. I know it definitely doesn't look that crazy. But I still don't know what it looks like because it's been so long. I know there was a year when I went back there in the winter because it used to be a lot swampier than it is now. And I liked running over the frozen ponds because that was really fun. But yeah, it's not as swampy as it used to be, so, you know, there's a lot less frozen ponds and stuff. Okay, I'm just sorry. Just as a side note, I'm adding these yellow highlights to kind of help bring out the different edges. I did a little bit of that last week, but you know, I kind of forgot to, or I didn't like add the silver trimming yet, so it ended up getting buried. So yeah, I'm just gonna zoom out, see if I can. I struggle a little bit with highlights, to be honest, so hopefully I can make it look okay. Just make it a little thicker, maybe. Oops. Okay, that's a little too far right there. Maybe like 2 highlights. It's probably not accurate or anything, but I'm just trying to bring out more of this yellow. Yeah, sometimes I have a hard time figuring out where the highlights would be on these metals. So, hmm. Okay, sorry. I like his facial expression. It looks like a mix of fear and vulnerability. Thank you. Yeah, he's kind of like a timid person, so he's someone who's not really prepared for this kind of the kind of intense, how intense his position can be, because he's definitely like technically more of a low-key person deep down. But he kind of fell into this role without necessarily having the choice. So Yeah, it tends to feel worried a lot. Also, I feel like this yellow might be a bit saturated here, but you know, I'll work with the colors a bit more before I make any final decisions. You know, I probably wash it out anyway, so, or it's probably gonna get a little washed out anyway, but yeah, it probably should have been a bit paler, I guess. Maybe I can just add some more of this bright yellow though towards the front. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking I need to probably just add more some yellow dots around to kind of bring it together. So let's go back to the BG. Let's see. Start. It's part of the star layer? No. Oh yeah, it's probably up here. Dots and star. Yeah, I'll just add a couple of yellow dots. Maybe it'll make it a little less saturated so it doesn't stand out quite as much, but yeah, technically it's a part of the. Yeah, I forgot. I guess when I was thinking about the color scheme, I kind of forgot how much gold Bao has. So yeah, I guess yellow's a part of this image too. All right, let's take another sip. Did you know that the biggest organism in the world is actually a mushroom? Or technically the mycelium of a mushroom. But yeah, there's I don't remember where exactly, but there's just a massive amount of mycelium in the ground somewhere. Like basically the mycelium is the main part of the mushroom. Not so much the reproductive organ, which is the mushroom part that we usually see. Oh, really? Is it because they're all connected? Maybe. I mean, not every mushroom is connected, but yeah, like that specific one is pretty well connected. That technically counts as one organism. Sorry, I'm just kind of zooming in and out. Trying to figure out a little bit. I guess trying to think about what it could do. I kind of want to take a break from the gold stuff, so. Wondering if I should detail the hair more or not. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Oh, really? Is it, oh, sorry, I read that already. Hold on. Not sure. Oh, so I forgot the secondary light source, sorry. Secondary light. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of something. How about this? We make another layer, and we set it to add glow. We take this pink, make it a little bit pinker, maybe a light red even. Yes, technically this is still sort of magenta, I think. You know, it's hot pink, but yeah. I don't know if it's gonna fit, but technically Bao has some, like, supposed to have some pastel pink, but you know, I think hold on a second. Yeah, so I was gonna look at my old whip, but yeah, I can just look at my OBS. So all right. So I keep forgetting to check how my image looks in OBS because the screen saturations tend to be pretty different, especially when it comes to red colors. So but yeah, so often basically my tablet screen has a little bit of a pink tint to it, so you know, reds end up looking more saturated than they are, so I have to be careful with that. So yeah, basically it's a long way of saying I need to add more warmth to my piece, but what? No, what did I do? Sorry, no, not change that. Come on. You can't see, but, I just screwed up my toolbar right now. I did not want this. Why? You know, my brush bar is, like, super hidden. I don't want to get rid of my color wheel, but... Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Hold on, sorry. Add color. Yeah, basically there's a color palette window, but it's taking up too much space, so... Color set bar, show command bar. Okay, so I'm trying to hide it. Nope, okay. I don't know if there's a way to... Color set palette, oh my god. Still... Okay, zoom this down. Drop this down, maybe. Okay, drop this down. Okay, sorry, I just screwed up my sidebar, so... But yeah, I need to add more warm or pinks to this, so... Maybe I can add a little bit of... Basically, would show up more behind him, I think, so... You stumble a little over my words. Yeah, I do. As I said, I spoke very, very rarely before streaming, so... Honestly, I still don't speak that much, though I guess I speak a little more IRL because I work inside now. Yeah, my previous position was kind of isolating, so... Ugh. Sorry, the coffee's starting to cool, so, you know, let's just chug the rest of it again. Does streaming work with speech and vocabulary? I guess maybe a bit with speech. I know I need to do more exercises. I haven't really been doing it very much. Sorry, I was trying to finish off the rest of my coffee, so there was a bunch of coffee in my mouth. Kind of looked like a caffeine-addicted chipmunk right there, but... You know, just waiting to get that down. Yeah, I can't actually chug things, but... I can chug water, but generally I can't really do chugging, so... I just say chugging, but it's more like just stuffing my mouth with liquid. Yeah, if it was water, it'd be a different story, but... Yeah, I also am nervous about getting choking myself, so, you know. Chug, 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 chug. I understood every word. Okay. Yeah. I see. Okay. Also, I'm just gonna add another layer real quick. I want to try something real quick, so... Take more of this greenish color, minty color. I also have this as add glow. Actually, not sure if add glow would work or not, but... Oops. If not add glow, then I'll just switch to overlay, but... Actually, overlay might work. Yeah, I need these back here to glow more too, but... Let's see overlay. Oh, God. Okay, you just need to go harder with the overlay, actually. But yeah, I'm trying to make these look a little more glowy, so. Yeah, I try to make it a little more celestial, so. I'm just kind of throwing more circles, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, maybe not that. We can probably go a little crazier later on, but you know. Okay. So, yeah, and might give me an idea how to render this further with these other light sources. So there's that. So let me just drink a little bit more water. Honestly, let's start looking at the saturation layer, so. I think I might be able to, might be a good idea to start adding a few more highlights or lightening certain areas, maybe. I don't know. Because I probably need to start adding general shadows too. Basically, basically when I try to just add some dark colors around, you know, like this. Yeah, I'd probably bring things to life a bit more, but obviously not that exact one because I was a mess, but yeah, hopefully that can add more. Of course, I still need to render a lot of stuff. There's still a ton of work to do. Sorry, zooming in and out to see. Should I add more ambient occlusion? Or... I mean, I think the Friday piece needs more ambient occlusion, but right here is probably fine. Sorry, I'm just kind of... Technically, I should probably take a longer break, but, you know, I'm still want to consider what to do here. Do I still have the... Boop. Nope. Wait. Still have this bad boy. I made this back when I still had the PNG tuber, so, you know, basically, so I had to kind of keep my head tilted like this. Dog, you have a cap. Yep, my thinking cap. Haven't used it for a long time, because, as I said before, it was meant for the PNG tuber, or PNG model. Just gonna try to make it fit. Okay. Yep. Of course, if I wanted to focus now, I would look like this, so it doesn't quite work very well. Okay. Yeah, I was planning to end the stream. I mean, I've been trying to make my streams longer. It's just the issue is, right now I'm not sure what to do, because, I just really need a break, but, you know. Maybe I can try adding some more to the hair, maybe. Maybe I can start thinking about that Gen Shadow. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll just make a Gen Shadow real quick, and hopefully that helps me think things through a bit more. I call it Gen Shadow, or Gen Shad on my layers, but... Yeah, technically it's a General Shadow. Even I got no cap and I'm a super cool guy. I've been crowned. Oh no, I'm sorry, Super. It's just something I made in a couple hours. Take off my cap. Yeah, I guess I'll go and get my last... You know, I'm probably need to get more fluids, and after I finish those, I'm probably gonna end the stream, so I can take a proper break and all that, but... Yeah, right now I'm just a little unsure what to do. Does look very cool, man. You passed the vibe check, thank you. Yeah. You know, I tried to make it fit my color scheme in a little bit. Those still kind of stick out. So like red violet, or I guess sometimes I try to use red violet for my character, though that's usually for like line art, but sometimes in the chibis, I guess. But I guess I don't draw my character that much in his full body. I mostly just do these little cheapers. No, not this one, but yeah, this one. The cheaper right here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna fish my water off to kind of quickly grab some water, and then I'm gonna get back to this. So. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I just finished the water, so you know, BRB again. So BRB, and I'll be back soon. Miracle, miracle, miracle. Alright, sorry, took a little longer than I thought, because I don't think anyone gave the dog his food today. His bowl wasn't empty or anything, but there was still like a little, but there wasn't a ton of food in there, so you know, I just filled that up real quick. But yeah, I'm back. So it looks like it's pretty humid out there, so probably don't really, just from how it looks, because you know, I think the patio is pretty fogged up, so, or the patio door, I should say. So, but yeah, it looks pretty humid out there. It's actually supposed to, I think it's supposed to rain again today. It was raining last night, so someone just started barking. Yeah, bark. Yep. You can probably hear them. Yeah, I guess someone just came home, so maybe. Okay. So I'm just putting down this general shadow. Oh my god, he's losing it. Yeah, it's probably the brother, so. Yeah, it's about that time of day, so. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just putting down these This general area. Yep, cute doggy. Cute, but loud. Oh, so loud. Yeah, so. Yeah, it sounds like it just came in, so yeah. Oh, nope, it's mom. Okay. Huh. Yeah. I guess she's the one that he usually just freaks out for, so. Didn't expect her to be home so early. But yeah, I guess she was out earlier too, so. She's usually works on the later today, so you know. Oh, okay. So probably gonna be a little bit quieter today. Alright. Okay. So yeah, I'm just doing this general shadow right here. And then I'll blend it out further. And I think that usually that's what makes the rendering come together. So hopefully hopefully it works today. Just trying to get this area. Yeah, basically these later sips. Secretly an AMSR stream with tingles. Yeah, I don't know about those tingles. Probably came to the wrong ghost for those. Are you tingly yet? I tingly. Ugh, okay. And there it goes again. Shut up. Oh, shivers down my spine. Yeah. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, sorry she asked about that, so. I never actually told her I live stream, but apparently she knows, so. Oops. Okay. It's a little bit awkward. Okay. Yeah, I guess Dad probably told her, but yeah, I haven't mentioned it to her yet, so it's kind of weird. Oh. Okay, so let's just get some of these in. Okay. Okay. So I just zoom out. It's looking a little bit meh, but sometimes it does. I don't know, I'm using blue for the shadow, so you know, I hope it comes out. I usually try to use purple for shading, so because purple has it's a little bit warmer, and I feel like it makes things look a little less muddy if you use purple. You haven't told others what you did? Not too many people. I tried to mention it in passing, but yeah, I try to stay a little bit private about that. But yeah, so I just feel weird talking about that, so. I also don't really want to tell people IRL what my channel is, because, yeah. Yeah, I would do the same if I would ever stream. Yeah. Try to. Like, yeah. I know some people are pretty open about it, but I don't know, I just feel kind of awkward. If I've ever learned to embrace my inner cringe properly. But yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Yeah. Nothing wrong with being a little bit wacky. I wish I would kind of wish I was a little more open and expressive, but maybe one day. I mean, it's usually I like streamers who are a little bit crazier, so not like super insane. I know it can get kind of wild out there, but just kind of really expressive, I guess. But yeah. What does wacky mean? Just... You mean like the definition, or... Just kind of like weird, but fun, I guess. But yeah, I think weird but fun is generally what the wacky means. Yeah, I'm not really going to look up the definition right now, but... Because I think my description is close. Alright, I hear it sometimes online, but I never really Googled it. Yeah. I mean, usually in the context, it's used to refer to things that are a little bit more on the fun side, but yeah, I could be wrong. Okay, so... Okay, sorry, I'm a little quiet right now. These kind of art could be great posters on the wall. Thank you. Yeah, I think it was kind of my goal to be able to sell prints of my own work. I think that's kind of what I wanted to do for a little while, but it's kind of hard to sell art. But maybe if I ever get big, I'll be able to do that. Kind of my dream to sell an art book eventually, As someone who collects a lot of art books, just being able to publish one would be nice. But yeah, I'm someone who likes to collect stuff, so if the fan face is big enough, everyone will fit. Yeah, I think so. Basically, be able to have the funds to produce it. Like, I can produce some prints, but it can get kind of expensive to do that kind of thing. Honestly, I made like some prints in the back in a community college. I used to be like we had like these art fairs near Christmas time, but very little people would ever like go to those, so which kind of sucked. But yeah, everyone would kind of try to make prints of their work because we have a lot of 2D artists there. But yeah, printmaking can get kind of pricey if you don't have solid funds. So like, it kind of feels like it isn't quite worth it. Sorry, oh my god, air. Ugh. But yeah, so... So I'm just gonna say this in passing, but I'm not gonna confirm if I ever actually go through with it, but I've been considering making a Discord server. I might not do that though, because I'm still kind of nervous about things like moderation. But yeah, I guess I've been kind of considering something like that, just because so people can kind of come together as groups. But as I said, I don't know if I actually want to go through with that kind of thing. Yeah, because eventually I know I need to get like moderators. But who knows? Oops. Okay, I'm just gonna use the airbrush right here. Just kind of give it a little more rounded. Understood. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a good place to spam you guys with whips. Like, I don't already do that on Blue Sky, though. That's basically what I do on other people's Discords. But, sorry, music's still... Yes, I'm still playing. Sorry. You know... Okay, sorry, I'm on the wrong tab. Yeah, just YouTube keeps doing that. But honestly, I'm not super active on Discord either, but at the same time, it'd be kind of nice to have a little bit of a group, or, you know, have a proper place to centralize things, I guess. Also, I know a lot of people like Discords. It's just kind of not something I'm sure about yet. Okay, I'm making this... Yeah, I'm not sure about this, but... Yeah, I can alter it later. Actually, let's see how it looks on, with overlay, because overlay can go either lighter or darker. Oops. Actually, I kind of like overlay. You know, I usually try to go with multiply, because that's usually what you use for shading layers, but overlay looks kind of okay. Just maybe not as dark, but this has a little bit of a Technicolor feel, I guess. Dreamy Technicolor. I don't know what the... There's a lot of terms to describe aesthetics. I don't know. I don't usually use those, but you know. Okay. Uh-oh. Sorry, I just kind of... But you know, if I actually ever go through with that, I'll just announce that. Sorry, I'm just keep, like, zooming in and out. I guess it's not in a terrible spot right now, but... kind of hitting my limit a little bit. You know what, how about I work on the background a little bit more? That is... There's definitely a lot of layers getting up here. Okay. How about I make another add glow layer? So, add glow, and we make it a clipping mask to the background. Okay, and I just how about I try to manually add some stars? So, add some like blue stars. I think I mentioned this fun fact last week, but did you know that blue stars are hotter, and then the red stars are cooler? I mean, I used to be more into, like, the astronomy facts and stuff, but, you know, the deeper you go into that kind of thing is the more you hear about, or I guess I should say the more you get into the math of it, and the math is what loses me. So, yeah, I'm just adding some, a few more dots back here. How about some cyan dots? Just kind of adding them. Okay, how about one here? Okay. Sorry, how about some yellow dots too? Alright. Of course it doesn't look super yellow, but yellow is the one color that tends to stand out, so I gotta be careful with those. Yeah. Very formula, yep. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to... I'm not even gonna try and say that one. Dang. Okay, so... Okay. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna do something a little bit... Try to do something real quick. I'm just gonna take this little star. Just go... There. Probably add a few of those, so. Heart. There. How about this yellow one? Heart. Get some of these pink ones, maybe. How about this one? Go. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'll stop making those noises. Probably pretty annoying. Okay. Alright. Okay, maybe it's getting a little too much with the glowy bits right now. This is the formula for stars and what color they have at what heat I see. Yeah, so, you know, that's beyond me, so. I didn't realize there was actually a formula for that. You know what just occurred to me, though, for what I could do work on? Hold on, actually. Stars 2. I need to name this layer. Stars 2. Okay. I just remembered there's line art to do. So, yeah. Oh, I just... Lining. Of course, I'm not sure what color I would want, so... Might be jumping the gun a little bit, but, you know. Let's see. Pink, maybe? Let's see, I'm just gonna test it. I mean, it could be a mix of different colors, so... I guess on this side I could try starting with the pink, and if I want to change it, I'll just use a clipping mask. So yeah, I'm just gonna line the edges real quick. Maybe focus on the outside, or maybe not. Try to... Yeah, so... I mean, I do probably want to darken some of these areas, because it's probably a little too light. But yeah, so... Hopefully it's not too early to work on this part, but... Yeah, I like it. I like having contours, which contour means line, so, or lining. It's Italian, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of Italian terms and or like traditional art terms. So, of course, I don't think I was supposed to get this side. So, whoops. You know, I'll deal with that. As I said before, I'll deal with it later. But yeah, so have a nice thick contour layer. And let's see. Just kind of oof, yuck. Sorry, I didn't like how that came out. How about I erase this one? Boop. Okay. Just occurred to me that I don't know how this is working. It's working right here. Okay. Maybe like this? Yeah, I think this is supposed to be just a little flyaway. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna delete this entire thing. Just leave it applied. We don't need to line everything. So, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so just continue on this one. pink. Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to work on this later, or alter it later, but you know. Nice to just think of something to actually work on, though. Yeah, I think the... Yeah, I think the value isn't working for a lot of these parts, so... As I said, I'll have to work on it later, but... Probably not too bad right now. Okay. Okay, so... Okay. So, just take a sip of my coffee. Maybe the other color can be a dark teal. I think it's still too light. Yeah, I don't know about this one. Thing about cyan is actually it has a pretty light tone. It's new, or I guess it's local tone. So this is very saturated cyan right here. It's not exactly cyan actually, but it's close. If you put the saturation layer, it's actually a pretty light color. So I guess it's actually a little bit above mid-tone, but I guess if you try to go to a actual cyan real quick, it's like a pretty bright color. You know, there's technically this art style, I guess it's not entirely bright, but you know, for like a bluish color, it's very bright. So there's actually called this kind of type of art style called cold hyperpop that some people do, and they basically try to work with like super saturated colors. So I tried that once a long time ago, but I mean, the piece I did wasn't very good, but it'd be kind of fun to try that again sometime. But I do kind of like this minty green color. I think I have to use a less saturated version though. Okay, this one's actually dark. I don't know if it quite hits though. How about this blue actually? Okay, it definitely hits a lot better. But not super into it. I guess it can work for this other color. Do you have an example of your piece with high colors? Yeah, it should be somewhere. Let me go. Hopefully I remember the name is the thing. Yeah. Maybe. Let's see if it's this one. No, it's not this one. Okay, sorry. I have another one. Alright. I have one that's actually... I guess I tried doing it again sometime in the past, but I struggled more with faces, so... Yeah. It's just gonna take me a little bit to look for it. Okay, I think I missed that completely. Shoot. Okay, hold on. It's not okay. I'm not seeing it right now. Maybe I should go a little higher up. Sorry, it's taking a bit longer. Yeah, I completely forgot what it's called, so... Maybe I called it eye bleeding or something. Okay. Let's go to ease. Yeah, okay, eye straining up. Okay, here it is. Yeah, so I'm not super big on how the figure came out, but I do like how I handled the colors here. Also, sometimes I feel like I want to work with more crazy skin tones. Like, I do work with, like, absolute white skin tones a lot, but I'm talking more like blue or red or whatever. Green. But yeah, so here it is. If LSD was a painting, but it's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, that's basically what Hyperpop is supposed to be, I think. I think I'm saying the right name. The people call it Ice Strain, actually, so... Just, like, working with or super duper saturated colors. But yeah, so... Okay, I think my list just ended, so I had to restart it. I forgot to put on loops, so... Oops. Yeah, I don't normally think about that, actually. Okay, let's just put it back here. So we're back at the beginning. But yeah, so... Okay. So... Could you post that one on Blue Sky? I want to download it for a background, maybe? Maybe. I'm not super proud of it anymore, though, is the thing. I don't know, maybe I could DM it or something, but... Because I think you're the guy with the sunflower icon, right? Maybe I could just, like, send it... Actually, no, I can't. Well, I can send you a link to it, but... But yeah, I'm just not as proud of that piece anymore, outside of the colors. Yeah, sure, totally right. Okay. But yeah, I'll try to remember that, so... Okay, come on. Okay, so these further areas I'm going to try and make blue. And then I could just, like, you know, figure out the details later, so... There's definitely areas that could probably benefit more from being darker or something. Okay. Actually, I think I'm just gonna... I think maybe I should just end the stream now, because, I'm just a little worn out right now, so... I guess the progress here isn't too bad. Kind of feels like not much was actually done, but... You know, I'm sure it'll come together later, so... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream, so, you know, thank you everyone who came. I might post a whip later or not. But let me look for some raid targets real quick. I might just raid Paulette again today, because, you know, I haven't raided her in a while, so, you know, she's pretty nice, so... Yeah, I'll just give her a quick raid. I think she's working on her live 2D model. I think she's making a 2D model, actually, so... Might be fun to see. It's got a pretty cute character design, but yeah, so... Hit the raid. Sorry if it seems kind of sudden, but... But yeah, good night to everyone. You know, see ya, super. Hope your days goes well. And just a reminder, I stream on Wednesdays at 6, and then on Friday at the same time as today, so... And gaming streams are on the Wednesday one, so... Yeah, I'll see you all later. But yeah, let's go ahead and raid. So, 3, 2, 1. Okay.